In the scorching streets of Ouagadougou, an 8-year-old girl balanced a tray of peanuts with trembling hands. To the world, she was invisible. But when her path crossed with President Ibrahim Traoré, a moment was born that would ignite a movement and shake an entire nation to its core. The afternoon sun pressed hard on Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. Heat shimmered off the cracked sidewalks where vendors shouted above the endless noise of honking horns and clattering motorbikes. Dust rose with each passing footstep, coating everything in a film of gold and gray. Children darted between cars with baskets balanced on their heads, their voices lost in the chaos. The air smelled of roasted maize, engine smoke, and sweat. It was a city alive, but beneath its rhythm, a quiet struggle pulsed, a struggle invisible to the tourists, but known to every mother and child who fought to survive another day. Through the clamor moved a plain government car. No flashing lights, no heavy convoy, just a driver, 2 aides, and President Ibrahim Traoré in the back seat. This was his preference. He had often told his team, power should not build walls between a leader and his people. As the car slowed at a crowded intersection, Ibrahim's gaze wandered. His sharp soldier's eyes, trained to notice the smallest details, locked on to something unusual. A little girl. She looked no older than 8. Her faded dress clung to her small frame, and one sandal dangled loosely from her foot. In her thin arms, she carried a tray of peanuts and candies, arranged neatly as if they were treasure. Her face was marked by hunger, but her eyes carried courage. She edged closer to the car, hesitation warring with desperation. The guards stiffened. One of them began to roll the window halfway, ready to dismiss her with a wave, but Ibrahim raised his hand. "Let her come," he said quietly, and with those words, the world shifted.
The car window lowered fully. The noise of the street seemed to fade as the girl stepped closer, clutching her tray. Her voice was small, nearly swallowed by the horns. "Please, sir, would you like to buy something?" She had expected another passenger, another hurried dismissal. But when she looked inside, her breath caught. The man staring back at her was no ordinary customer. It was the president himself. Her body froze, eyes wide with shock. She had seen him only on old television sets and faded posters. Now, here he was, close enough to touch. "How much are the peanuts?" Ibrahim asked, his voice calm, gentle. 50 francs, sir," she whispered, holding out a packet with both hands. He took it carefully. Then, instead of coins, he placed a note worth 10 times the price into her hand. Her eyes widened. Disbelief, gratitude, confusion? Before she could stammer out thanks, Ibrahim leaned forward. "Turn into the next street," he instructed the driver. Then to his aide, "Bring her with us." The guards exchanged uneasy glances. One of them whispered, "Excellency, this is not protocol." "Protocol can wait," Ibrahim interrupted firmly. His eyes softened as he turned to the girl. "This child cannot." The girl clutched her tray tighter, uncertain whether to flee or stay. Ibrahim leaned closer, lowering his voice. "Don't be afraid. I only want to talk to you." Her small chest rose and fell quickly, but something in his tone, steady, patient, fatherly, disarmed her fear. With hesitant steps, she climbed inside. The sudden cool air brushed her skin. She sat stiffly, balancing her tray on her lap, as though letting go might break her world. Inside that quiet car, far from the chaos outside, the story of one child was about to collide with the destiny of a nation. The engine hummed softly. Dusty streets gave way to shaded roads as the car moved. Ibrahim leaned forward, lowering his voice. "What's your name?" "Awa," she whispered. "That's a beautiful name," he said warmly. "And how old are you?" "8." His eyes softened. 8, and already carrying burdens meant for grown-ups. "Do you sell peanuts every day, Awa?" She nodded, her gaze downcast. "Yes, sir. I must help my father." Silence lingered, gentle and heavy, until her words began to spill out in fragments. "My father, he used to drive a taxi, but after the accident, he cannot move his legs. Mama is gone, so now it's just us. I sell to buy food." Her voice shook. She turned away quickly, ashamed of saying too much. Ibrahim's chest tightened. He had read countless reports on poverty, but none had pierced him like this. Here, in his car, was not a statistic. It was a child's trembling voice carrying the weight of survival. "Do you like school, Awa?" he asked gently. Her face flickered with something new. A faint light. I did. I liked it, especially drawing, but I stopped after Mama died. I must stay with Papa. We need money." Her small hands pressed tighter against the tray. The air grew heavy. Ibrahim reached out, resting a steady hand on her thin shoulder. "You deserve to be a child, Awa, to learn, to dream, to laugh, not to carry the world on your shoulders. That is your right." His voice grew firmer. "I will help you return to school, and your father will not be left behind." Her eyes lifted, fragile with hope. Why would you help me?" "Because your life matters, Awa, and because children like you are the future of Burkina Faso."
Her lips trembled as tears welled. For the first time, she looked at him, not with fear, but with belief. As the car circled back toward the street where she had stood, Ibrahim reached into a small bag beside him. He pulled out a clean notebook and a box of colored pencils. He placed them gently in her lap. "Start writing your dreams, Awa," he said. "Draw them. Keep them alive. We will make them come true." Her fingers brushed over the smooth cover of the notebook, lingering on each pencil as though they were jewels. A shy smile tugged at her lips, the first crack of light through the walls she had built. Back at the palace that evening, Ibrahim sat in silence. The air conditioner hummed, but he felt no comfort. Awa's words echoed endlessly. "Mama is gone. Papa cannot walk." He had signed documents, read reports, approved policies, but now every statistic had Awa's face. Every number carried her small voice. If his promise meant anything, it could not wait. That night, Ibrahim summoned his ministers. The long mahogany table gleamed beneath the chandelier. Ministers shuffled their papers, expecting another routine meeting. Instead, Ibrahim's voice cut through. "Today, I met a child. Her name is Awa. She is 8. She sells pulmats on the street because her mother has died and her father cannot walk. She no longer goes to school, and she is not alone. Thousands of our children live the same story. This must change. Not tomorrow, not next year, now." The room stiffened. One minister cleared his throat nervously. "Excellency, with respect, these issues are complicated. Budgets are already—" Ibrahim's palm struck the table. "Do not give me excuses. Give me truth. I want to know how many children are out of school and why. Not in 6 months, not in 3, 2 weeks." Silence fell. No one dared argue. His voice carried both command and urgency. 2 weeks later, stacks of reports filled his desk. Numbers that burned. Tens of thousands of children out of school. Many, like Awa, selling peanuts, maize, or scrap on the streets.
others working in workshops, some simply vanishing into poverty's shadows. But papers were not enough. Ibrahim needed to see it himself. He left the armored convoy behind, walked narrow alleys, sat on straw mats in cramped homes where 5 people shared one bed. He touched cracked bowls that had nothing left to hold. He listened to silence where children's laughter should have been. In one dusty courtyard, he met an old woman named Fatu, frail and breathless on a mat. Beside her, her granddaughter roasted maize to keep them alive. "Every day, my heart breaks," she whispered. "She should be in school, but what choice do we have?" Her tears fell freely. Ibrahim stepped outside, fists clenched, the sun pressing down like fire. "What choice do we have?" The words cut into him like a wound. This was not just about classrooms. It was about survival. Back at the palace, his voice thundered with resolve. "Half measures will change nothing. Food first. No child can learn on an empty stomach. Support for disabled parents. Dignity restored. Stipends for families who keep children in school. Children are not numbers. They are futures, and we cannot afford to lose any more." This time, no one argued.